time from people who say they've been scammed by somebody else. Some pay for the work in advance and then they can't find the contractor. Imagine that. Others get a bad product and then they can't get it fixed. And we featured some of these cases in our troubleshooter pieces, but now we're dedicating a week to helping viewers like you to protect you from being scammed. We begin Deception Prevention Week with the County Attorney, Joanne Bernal, here to discuss builders and landscapers. Can't think of a better guest than yourself to start with. So,
thank you for having me.
We hear a lot about this in El Paso and in southern New Mexico, for example. Why is that?
Because there's a lot of cases, unfortunately. Most businesses, most business people are honest and fully intend to do the work. There is absolutely a segment of the business community that has no intention of completing the work that they start. This year alone, we have filed over 40 criminal cases that deal specifically with deceptive business practices, and those are essentially consumer crimes.
What should we do? What should we not do when we first come across these people?
Well, there's a lot of things that a consumer can do, and these are easy things to do, and I think you could sum it up best by just doing your homework before you hire somebody and essentially invite them into your home. Just like you would, check out anybody you invited to your home, check out somebody that comes to your door, whether it's a roofer, a landscaper, somebody that's going to do construction work.
Right.
And there's some easy ways to do it. There's websites. If somebody comes and you want to check out the business, you want to see how long they've been in business, you want to check with the city to see whether or not they're registered with the city.
And personal references.
That's
people
right.
They've worked for to prove that they have. Then you call them, right?
And that's exactly like you would do if you allowed somebody to live in your home.
Right.
You'd check out their references.
Sometimes the first red flag, isn't it, that they ask for money up front for the so-called purchase of materials. When I hear that, I'm saying they don't have much money to begin with. They're either not very successful or maybe they're scamming me.
Right. It's actually a pretty standard industry practice. The Better Business Bureau recommends that you give upfront no more than 30% of the contract price. And of course, a very important element is to get a contract. Get a contract, make sure that you have your arrangement, your business deal in writing so that you both know what to expect from the transaction.
And they should have a business, I don't know about a business name, but they should have a tax number, shouldn't they?
Well,
that you should be able to trace.
If you do business in El Paso County, you should have an assumed name, and you should register that name. So that's an easy thing for a homeowner to do. Go to epcounty.com and put in the name of the business, and you should be able to see if they have an assumed name, if they're properly registered. And you can also see how many other businesses they've owned, because a big red flag is where a businessman has opened, or a businesswoman has opened and closed many, many businesses.
Okay.
Shows a certain amount of instability.
So if it all blows up, and I have legal options, I hope, what are they?
Right.
This person's disappeared, they got $5 grand, what do I do?
You have two options. You could go the civil route, and that is essentially hiring a lawyer and filing a civil suit. In some instances, depending on the facts of the case, we can file a criminal complaint. It is a crime in Texas to intentionally rip off a consumer.
I'm sure.
And so what we recommend, if it is a crime, if it rises to the level of a crime, report it to the police. You file a police report, and the police will refer it to our office.
Ms. Bernal, thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
Starting
Appreciate
out
it.
Deception Week, Deception Prevention Week here on News Channel 9. And coming up after the break, News Channel 9's online media producer, Bianca Cervantes, shows us what's trending right now this Monday evening.